Hello everybody and welcome back to Forever and Ever, the Killie Fans Podcast, episode number 19 of season 4, and we're coming to you from Limelight Studios in Irvine. My name's Paul Montgomery. I'm joined in the studio as ever by my friend, colleague and co-host Callum Scott. Alright son?
I'm good, man, thank you very much for having me on my last pod for a few weeks.
That's right, we'll get stuck into that. We've got a very special guest with us as well. We've got Alan Taylor who's joined us. How's it going, mate?
I'm alright, thank you.
Good to have you in the studio. What we're doing is we're auditioning people to take over for Cal. So we had Stevie Murray, we've got Alan this week. Next week we've got Paul Sheeran who's going to come in and try and kind of integrate with the command support.
Well, a bit of charisma at least coming into the studio is what I'm excited for.
And then we're going to do like an audition process, kind of like Britain's Got Talent or whatever.
Speaking of that, which was actually quite funny, before I left the house, so I went there to my dad's bit, and usually it's the Chase that followed by STV News.
Alright.
But then Anne started talking about Darius Dinesh, obviously,
God rest his soul.
of course, and then showed me his Pop Idol audition video for he does Britney Spears. First I'd actually seen it, man.
Oh, is it? God, one of the cringiest, one of my earliest feelings of cringe, actually. I didn't really quite know what that feeling was when he'd done that,
and he was good as well. He was a good singer.
That colourblind guy.
Colourblind,
exactly.
Yes, he did.
I passed away. Aye.
When?
Sorry, man. This is right live on here. Sorry, what?
I know that.
A couple of years ago now, man, unfortunately. But that was a chat in there before we put STV News back on to hear the current affairs.
Well, there you go. So enough of that kind of chat. We've got loads to get through, everybody, as ever. We've got some questions to answer on the X. We've got All Roads Lead to Killie. We've got a very special show and tell that Alan's presenting us with. We'll get into that. We've got a big game to preview. Obviously we've had the international break. Scotland tomorrow night, 1 win away for the World Cup. You gone to the game?
Yes, I'll be there.
Alan, are you a follower of the national team?
No,
you're not bothered?
No bothered at all.
Never have been, or?
It's bad enough watching Kilmarnock.
Aye.
Without watching Scotland. I watched the last, not that game there, but the 2 previous games, and I thought we were lucky in both games to get the wins. I thought football was atrocious. And I think the thing is, see, when you've not got a connection with any of the players,
I
think it's quite hard. I'm not really. I like McTominay or whatever else there, but generally speaking, there's no Kilmarnock connection or anything, so I kind of get a little bit bored watching it.
What about the gaffer, man? He can't expose himself, man. I can't expose the Texas film here.
Oh, is that right? Aye.
Oh no,
I want him hunted.
Clark out.
Aye.
Well, you were almost Clark out after the Euros.
Aye, I went for about a week after the Hungary game. I was Clark out, but I'm obviously back in.
Here he is. But Alan here tried to argue a certain manager was done a better job for Kilmarnock than the one and only
Bobby Williamson.
Bobby.
Aye, we'll leave it at that, man. We'll leave it at that.
Right, aye, so but we're not going into Scotland too much. It's Killie stuff. Obviously, a big game on Saturday, and that's the kind of main body of the podcast. It feels like a really big game now, just be coming off the back of the 5 defeats and stuff like that. So, feels like a big game for the club, big game for Kettlewell and on in terms of maybe kind of changing the sort of narrative and about how he's getting on. So, we'll get into all that and everything else you've come to expect. But it's Killie Cal's 30th birthday tomorrow. Both in our 30s.
Yes, that's what I was waiting for, man.
For years. So you had a party on Saturday night, Cal, didn't you?
I did actually.
Want to give a shout out to anybody for organising it?
Well, of course you for keeping your mouth shut.
Quiet, mate. It's horrible.
And he was freaking out for weeks, man, because he can't hold his own water, man.
Nah, it's really struggled with that.
That's why any rumours we hear, Monty's the first one on here to tell all the listeners about it.
Bill, man.
Ken, that way, even that aside, I don't even know why I like being in the know sometimes, because
it stops with you anyway.
Because at times, and then you think, right, I send it to you, and then I sometimes send it to a select few folk, but half the time you hear it, folk are like, you can't say it to MD, but that's how it always starts, and then it gets passed on. But you do feel bad, you're thinking, but it's not like we can go and expose it and break the news with it anyway, so it just feels like it's just knowledge is power in it. You just want to can.
Straight into politics, mate.
But sorry, my birthday party, so a big thank you to Alison that was there. It was a surprise birthday party as well, so I wasn't aware that it was happening, so I got a nice surprise and a great turnout for many friends and family. Happy days, mate. Happy birthday. That's for me and Melanie and Faith and Taylor. You open that one first. Open this one first. Aye, so feels like a book. And well, no flies on you. This is your chance to be a YouTuber here, right? You're unboxing. Mel apologises for the tape. She was all prepared. It looks adequately. Tape looks alright to me, man.
I think it looks fine. Better than anything I've wrapped.
I mean, I wrap things with tin foil, so. So
this is one that you can pass on, and then this is the ones to keep
keep left. Talking about driving on the roads.
Driving on the roads because you've given me a lift a few times. And
Exactly.
I thought it was
You're
dodgy,
not
aye.
wrong with that,
But I just thought some of your political leanings, you're moving a wee bit to the right, so I'm trying to get you back into the centre.
Is that the Socialist Manifesto? Is it?
Aye.
Excellent. Look forward to
You
reading
can-
that.
aye.
It's always good to hear all sides, man.
That's it. Aye.
That's why I dare listen to some right wing stuff.
Aye.
Just to.
Nick Fuentes.
Yes, exactly.
Oh, there you go.
And of course the Infowars, which I listen to on a regular basis. Nah, not on a regular basis, but sometimes. So thank you.
Oh, you're
Very
welcome,
generous.
mate. So this one's a double edge because I didn't realise it's the great man's birthday today.
Amy Kudu.
It's Amy Kudu's autobiography. You're the first person to read it. Is Amy Kudu's birthday today?
No, sorry. His birthday tomorrow. He's got the same birthday as
as you.
me.
No,
That's
no.
why I remember
It's
that.
this guy's birthday. He's 83 today. I didn't realise that.
Oh my god, man. Oh, Martin Scorsese.
Aye.
Ah, super.
Oh,
Hey.
nice.
He's 83 today.
Is this the day with the? There's a documentary coming out about him.
Oh, is there?
So that's maybe
I don't know if it's
both sides,
if
man.
it's tied in. And we never got your birthday card. No, I believe in birthday cards.
I'm with you on that.
My girlfriend will be watching this. She will also agree with this.
All right.
Because I never got her a birthday card. Don't agree with them.
Aye, good. Right, well, you're in good
Don't agree
company.
with them.
So we're right
I'm actually glad this has came out.
Aye.
Aye.
First thing I'm going to do is send this video over to her.
Oh, there you go. You can clip it and keep it. So I wrote you a wee message there.
Oh. Right, so I need to read it out.
You want to read it on here?
Aye,
Right, on you go.
So this is me just reading it for the first time. To Cal, one of my best friends, proud of you and the man that you are. It's been a pleasure for me to be part of your life for so long. I'm grateful to have been the guy you asked first about the podcast, and I'm excited to see where it takes us next. Always here if you need me. Your big bro, Monty.
Oh,
that's so nice,
that's
man.
sweet, isn't it?
Thank you very
Happy
much,
birthday,
mate.
son.
Thank you very much,
that
mate.
is sweet.
Greatly appreciated, man. So I'm looking forward to getting that done. Very,
Aye.
very thoughtful.
Excellent, mate.
As well as the literature that's done to my right hand side, ironically.
Excellent. All right, okay.
Thank you.
Right, that's all the pleasantries done. Let's get down to business.
Right.
For those of you who don't know, this man has actually got a claim to fame as a Killie fan. Your son, do you want to tell everybody who your son is?
My son was the imbecile in Benidorm that held the plastic chair above his head, celebrating Celtic getting pumped by Killie.
Yes. Mona Killie.
It's the best
Yes.
video ever, man.
Aye.
I love it.
So,
He's still living off the legacy of
the
that.
viral sensation that is Josh.
Viral sensation. He says to me several times, I'm a more famous Killie fan than you'll ever be. Stuff like that.
Until the night.
Well, till I take that television after Hindies and launch it. No, aye, so
That's it.
That's it.
Mhm.
That's it.
Proud moment for you as a dad when you seen that coming through.
You were worried, weren't you, at the time?
Oh, terrified.
Oh, do you think it was actually going to be like bother?
Aye,
Right.
aye, because he was abroad with his mum, and it was the first time they'd only just touched in, so he touched in and went straight to the pub. And
Again,
then the
something to
next
be proud
thing,
of.
so after the game's finished, I love my Twitter, straight onto Twitter, just tell it, and I see this video appearing, and I'm looking at that and going, shit, that's my son.
Oh, no. Was that the first time you'd seen it?
I hadn't seen it until it was
Oh,
on the
I thought it-
internet. No,
All right.
because I don't even
Aye,
know who
because
recorded
it's
it.
a random that's
It's
recorded
random,
that, innit?
Of
random.
course.
recorded.
Aye.
So I had no idea what was going on, and the minute I phoned him up, phoned his mum up, and I was like, "Get a hold of your son! Get a hold of your son! Where is he? Who's he with?" And everything, but
He's
it's
fine.
fine. It's
And
fine.
it made the podcast.
It made the podcast
That
part,
used
of
to be
part of the intro for years.
Yeah,
Class. Absolutely
And
brilliant.
it genuinely does bring a smile like that. Ken, that way there's so many videos that are sometimes like overplayed and that, and they're not. But anytime I see that, it actually does bring a smile on my
It's
face
class,
because
innit?
you get a connection to it, man. And
is it-
we've seen what we're all thinking, man.
And what does the guy reply with the like thick Irish accent?
Oh, aye, that's
I'm sure he says I'm on your
side, that's what I was thinking
I'm sure he
too.
says I'm on your side.
Oh, is that what he said?
Oh,
so.
but he still turned and just up his own. Everything
Aye.
doesn't matter.
Aye,
Doesn't
I'm
care.
on your side.
Is that actually what he said?
I was
Aye.
like, I must be a
I'm a-
Rangers fan or something.
Aye,
something.
because he's doing the whole up his all kind of thing, and then that guy's I'm on your side.
I'm
and
on
then
your
he's
side.
like- it's a bit when he walks into the actual pub itself, and you could just hear him, Monica. Yeah. That's my favourite bit about the whole thing.
Tremendous.
So,
sensational. Right, let's get down to it. Motherwell this weekend, everybody. Feels like a big game for numerous reasons. How are you feeling about it, Cal? It's obviously the international break. Don't know, did that come at a good time or a bad time? And what's your thoughts just run about the whole the scenario itself and the game?
It's a tough one because there's arguments for both, but actually I think if anything it actually came at a bad time, because I don't really think any of the injuries have got to come back. It doesn't even give that, but don't get me wrong, it temporarily does stop the bleeding because you're going a week without getting beat at least. But I think that after a defeat you must be itching to go and try and prove yourself. I don't think you want the time for that, but it's the same though if you're in a great vein of form. Folk will argue that's what happened to us the last time, you know what I mean. We were in decent form, then the international break hit, and then we've no come back for it. But I think especially with a game that's winnable against Motherwell, you'd be wanting to just get straight into it. But I think they're huge games, that and United of course, but and I'm in the camp. There was a good thread on the forums about the 4 points minimum theory it was called, which was quite interesting. I like that, and now it's been kind of indoctored into the literature, but I think I think it is a 4 points minimum, because I think that's the least you can get away with as a Killie manager, like with under the circumstances that we're in. But as I've said on here, I even think you need to win both games. Like that is my opinion.
In the context of the whole season.
But again, just if you look at them in black and white next to each other, 4 points for the 2 games shouldn't get you the sack as a Kilmarnock manager, is what I'm trying to say. But when you consider everything else that's there and the fixtures that come after that, I think you've got to be looking at winning both of them. But what I'm saying is the bare minimum, as we've said for the last 3 weeks now, is 4 points.
Alan, you feel the same way?
I think 6 points is the minimum.
Oh God, right, go on.
I just think our home form this season, we've won 1 game at home. We've had Livingston at home, Dundee at home, Aberdeen at home, who were out of form. I appreciate Celtic can beat you. I appreciate the Hearts in their form, but I think for all McInnes's faults, we generally had a pretty decent home record and we relied on it. Just now we've not even got a home record. I think he needs to win both the games. I think 4 points, if you offer me the 4 points, then I'll probably take it though, just to stop, as he keeps on saying, stop the bleeding. And I'd prefer to win the Motherwell game and draw with United, on the basis that I think if he draws that first game, I think Rugby Park will be quite toxic for the next one. I think he needs to.
There's so much more pressure on the United game if we don't pick up the 3 points.
That's my kind of thoughts. I think you need to win that first game.
So it feels like that to me. It feels like anything other than a win on Saturday, and this just keeps rolling. Whereas if he goes and wins on Saturday, like you say, he at least gets the grace of the Dundee United game, because you've kind of stopped the rot, and then you're dealing with that as a one-off almost again. And if you lose that, then this all starts again. But I think it feels like a must-win game, like it genuinely does. And I don't mean in terms of the season, because you've got plenty of time to bring it back and you can go and win 10, 15 other games or whatever, but just for the mood and for how things have turned slightly, it feels like a must win. I think he needs the 3 points. The team need it, and so does he.
Oh, without a doubt. And as Alan rightly says, it's winnable games. You know what I mean? Like especially when you take into consideration that we've not been at it at home, with the 2 other most winnable games that we've had is Livy and Dundee, and we've picked up 2 points for them. Everyone's got to go into it, but as we've said, with the context of the game itself and the history that's around it, of course Kettlewell will be desperate for not just to stop this in this horrendous run of form that we're in, but of course with his previous connection with Motherwell, and he'll be desperate to do that, because I think he'll know. I mean, I'll put the question out, see if we get beat on Saturday. He's away, huh?
You think so?
Do you know how?
I don't think so.
No, I don't think he'll go. No.
I don't think
6 defeats in the bounce and getting beat him.
I don't think he'll go.
Do you know?
No. I think if he lost both games, I think he'd be in real trouble. I can't see the board moving to get rid of him after
that.
No, I don't think so. I think no matter what happens, he gets the Dundee United game.
So but then if it comes into that again, and we'll address this next week. But I just think that there's so much on it. But maybe more so actually because of what Alan said. Because if he fails to win that, then there's just so much pressure on that United game.
There's an inevitability about it just now. Like, he got a lot of good grace probably up until the Hearts game. You'd have probably said we were a B+ for the season so far. You know, the only kind of downside was the St Mirren Cup game. From that moment on, you're probably looking at a D in his report card for how poor it's been. And I always feel that even if he does go in a wee run and he gets that, he's always going to be, because he was never the pick for fans. I feel he's always just one defeat or one bad result away for everybody calling for his head again, and it's a shame for him because he's big goalkeeper, been missing, your striker. You begin to look at all the players. There's Tiffany when he came in getting injured and stuff. He's had some horrific luck with injuries, and I think the goalkeeper being injured is the catalyst for how bad everything's been, because the defence looks terrible now without him there. So I do feel for him, and I do think he could potentially be a decent manager for us, but I don't think he'll get the time for the fans.
I actually think that's spot on, and that's the big issue when you appoint somebody like Kettlewell at the time when the vast majority of the support didn't want him there. It's meant that as soon as there's any kind of sign of turbulence in terms of downturn in results, or in the off-field stuff, the stuff with the goalies no helped. It's been handled in a haphazard way that hasn't reflected particularly well on him or anything. But I think you're right. I think even if you win these 2 games, then you've got that tough run that you lose all of them again, and we're back in 6 or 7. That's why I agree. I think it feels slightly inevitable that, and you said a couple of weeks ago, you don't think he'll be manager at the end of the year. Season, sorry.
In exactly that, and I'm not saying that that's alright, but Alan summarised it so well, because that's exactly where I'm at with it. It just feels like there's no coming back for this now, because I even said that even if we do win these 2 games, you go into that run with Aberdeen, Hearts and Rangers, unlikely to pick up a win in those, so you're looking potentially at 3 defeats. But then then that Falkirk game becomes huge again, like, you know what I mean, just before Christmas. And I just think they're never going to get out of this cycle. It's just constantly, because I said so many of the fans have turned, because he had to come out fighting for the word go, and Killie going a ridiculous run. Folk were saying, oh well, we were undefeated in 11 games at the beginning, but you've got the League Cup and we're still drawing too many of those games as well. It wasn't, we were talking like 7 or 8 wins within that. It's a couple of wins, and I just think that whenever a defeat happens, the next game becomes huge, and that's just got to be the formula for the rest of the season, and it's never a healthy position to be in. And I don't think that is fair, and I do actually feel a bit sorry for Kettlewell. But as you said, this is what happens when you appoint a manager that 90% of the fan base didn't want, because they don't have the grace period anymore. The honeymoon period's well over, and the only way that he gets that back, and it's something that's unlikely to ever happen, is that run of 5 or 6 losses that we go, and you completely reverse that and go and win 5 games in the trot, and this Killie team's never doing that.
Aye, it does feel a wee bit like that. On the flip side, I got a message during the week. I will not reveal the person. He's a friend of ours and a listener.
I'm still to hear who was the source of Kettlewell's rock solid hard.
All right. Who was it that told me that? I can't actually remember now, I think. Aye. But he basically texted me. He was working with somebody who's works at the club, and they said that Kettlewell's working day and night. Really, really good guy around about the place. Players really, really like him. Working very hard. Brilliant coach. And within the club, within the squad, and within the players, there's a real willingness for it to turn it around for him. So they're real positive, and that's not somebody that you would say is a happy clapper. That's somebody that's pretty kind of straight down the line when it comes to Killie Hings and stuff like that. And he texts me saying, man, this is what I've heard. Like, this guy I spoke to who is involved with the club, and I was chatting to him at length about this, and he's like, nah man, they're right behind Kettlewell, like, and he's working really hard in there. So maybe we'll see the fruits of that on Saturday. You hope so, because but you don't want, like you're saying, it does feel a wee bit unjust, but it is what it is.
We might not have wanted him, but you don't want your team to lose.
No,
I didn't want him to be at the club, but when he's there, you back him, and you hope he proves you wrong. You hope everybody's looking at your historic tweets and everything in your forums and slagging you off for it. That's what I wanted. That's what I always want. But just after the whole McInnes thing, you just felt as if we needed... Fans were a bit low with the way that played out, and I felt we needed something to inspire us a wee bit, and I felt Kettlewell was just a really, really safe option. I do think he'll keep us safe if he's still there, but I think you said before he'd shake hands in 10th.
Yeah, he does feel like that.
100% with you in that. 100% with you. Shake hands in 10th and now.
And the whole we feel like we're in a kind of holding pattern, I think, in terms of the full club. Somebody else texted me during the week to say that Chris Burke's job's not getting filled. Potentially. They're just going with what they've got to try and save the wage. Again, I don't know if that's true, but that's, again, somebody said that to me. That's what they've heard, that maybe they'll be taking that role on. It'll just be the coaches that are already there. So that maybe, again, hints at the situation. We obviously know the stuff with the park, with the training ground, the budget. But I mean, again, the budget part, a lot of it's McInnes' money that we're saving. You know what I mean? So that's already a big chunk that's already been saved. So, but I do think it does feel like. But I think you're right, Al, man. I think the thing we do need is a wee bit of a spark, because the worst thing that can happen is you become indifferent towards it, and I'm a bit worried about that.
Well, that's exactly what it comes down to. And that Hearts game was the perfect opportunity to do it, because it should never, a guy's reputation shouldn't come down to one game against the best team in the country, they know. But Hud, Kettlewell went and won that game. Everybody's on side, man. And nobody, it's not as if after that game everybody chucked it, because they didn't, but that's when you're like, oh, right. And then you go on that horrendous run for there and folk are like, but whereas Hud, he won that and he went and beat the likes of McInnes and beat that Hearts team on that Saturday night. And we were on here like a pair of dafties trying to get a day going.
Let's not talk about that again.
I know. That was part of the amount of views that we've had in that Facebook group for the stats for the sponsorship.
Aye, there you go.
It's probably to do with us making
probably why nobody's paying it yet, man. Don't be attached to us.
And again, and I'm not saying that is fair, because again, when you look at the context of everything, but I just feel that the feeling changes. Had he won that game and everybody's like, no, this is happening, whereas that was his first real big test, man. And I'm not saying that we're expected to go and beat Hearts, or we should be, but I just think that things worked out a lot more different that night than folk are. They're more willing to put up with what's going on now. And obviously the fact of the matter is, if we pick something up that night, we don't go on this run. I think that's just that starts every half and turns into a disaster. But as Alan rightly said, we've said that for weeks on here, of course the goalkeeper situation is one of the main reasons for that, but when you're the manager, that's your responsibility and you've got to prepare for the worst case scenario.
But you're saying that now, you guys done a wee thing about best goalkeepers in Kilmarnock history or whatever else there. Meldrum was there. Meldrum was testimonial time, like at Kilmarnock. How many games do they play? The fact that you're finding some kind of anomalous reading or whatever and your goalkeeper's out for 4 months is just, I don't think anybody could have predicted that. And I understand sending Corey Armour out on loan, get him some experience, but he was always the better of the goalkeepers, I would have said. And I think if we can get him back in any capacity, I would put him in goals. And I think people would more than likely tolerate him making mistakes more than this boy, because we've brought him up to be the number 2 and it's not working out. It doesn't look ready for it. But I think if it was a young boy who we knows Killie daft and all the rest of it, I think fans are generally more inclined to.
You're right.
And I think that's part of the problem as well. And I think you can see that with the defence. Robbie Dees looked brilliant at the start of the season. You even made a song up for him.
Sorry, I made the song up. He was just the one that presented it, obviously.
The usual, I get the credit.
And he's just looked a shadow of himself recently as well. So it has to have some effect.
So let's get down to that then. Speaking on Saturday, what do you think? No, what you would pick. What do you think the team will be? Who do you think starts in goals?
Don't start with me, Alan. On you go. You asked me last week about things with the team, and I just don't even know anymore.
No.
Can Corey Armour play?
Is it?
Because it's
the boy Celtic back and all.
He's at the start of the club. Aye.
He didn't cover himself in glory in two of the Falkirk goals.
Who plays?
Colin Doyle.
Doyle, get back.
Man.
Surely can we not get an emergency loan in or something?
I don't know.
But that's like the boy for Celtic is the emergency loan.
Aye.
Well, so emergency, send him back, and then the emergency
again. I think he's got to stay with Beach now.
Aye, well, because he can't. Like,
he has to.
But this is what this situation's caused. It's like this who's who and nets, and it should never be that.
You would think there was somebody that's unattached, a goalkeeper with some experience or whatever else that must be kicking about.
That you can trust to come and play for 7 or 8 weeks.
Aye, you would like to think so, man.
So I think he'll go with Beach. He'll stay with the back 3, you would imagine.
And I actually agree with that, even though I don't like the system, but we don't have the players to play.
Who hopefully you're hoping, is Mail maybe back?
I think he said that Mail was the only one that could potentially be back.
That's a big plus if he is. You would go with Mail, Stanger and Dees, or do Dees need to come out now? I mean, I don't know.
Well, that's it. He's been definitely made so many mistakes and they've directly led to goals. But again, it's, I mean, who comes in for him then, do you think?
Williams,
Mayo and Stanger maybe.
It's interesting.
But he's not. I think Dees will play though.
I think
so. Actually, because he's the vice captain. So I think it could potentially be, if Mayo's back, it'll be Williams will probably come back out and he'll go to that 3 that was working fairly well at the start of the season. Who do you think plays at the wing backs? Thompson obviously's got the left side down and he's done very well. What's your vibe on James Brown? Music first and then football player.
Great musician. I think he'd probably be alright in a back four as a proper sitting defender. I don't think if you're playing wing backs he's your man, so I would probably bring in the youngster, the wonder
Brian.
kid.
Aye.
Yeah, I'd probably put him in there. I'd like to see him in central midfield, right?
Aye, I'm the same.
But if we're going to go with that, I want to see a bit of width in the team. I think that's part of the problem we've got in this. No width.
I think the balance
midfield.
is so off. Aye.
So it doesn't work. So that's what I do.
So we'll go with Brannan then. Midfield 3. What do you think, Cal?
So it's probably going to be what,
Lyons, Watson, Lowry.
I think Lowry.
Lowry done alright at Falkirk coming on, and again Parkhead, you're never really getting on the ball, but this will be more a game that will suit him. You would like to think that he would try and get on the ball. We all know Motherwell will come and try to keep the ball as much as they can, but I think that you've probably got to stick with that 3 in the middle.
And then in the forward areas, you've obviously got John Jules, who's looked alright, Anderson, who's very reliable, Tiffany Nook, fit again, Kiltie can play off the striker. Who do you think? What kind of pairing would you go way up top?
Don't know, I think it might be. I think it'll be similar to Parkhead now that I think it. I think it'll probably be Tiffany off
Anderson. Aye.
But again, it could be anything. But I don't think either of the two of them deserve to be dropped.
No. Who do you think?
Don't know. Marley Watkins.
Oh, aye, Marley, aye. He could be fit again,
It was
aye.
great to see him back on, but I just don't see him being thrown into
No,
start.
he'll no start Marley. He's got to go with Anderson, and I think probably you're right. Tiffany or Kiltie or somebody will be playing off. It'll be a 5-3-1-1 or whatever.
Aye, it feels big. Right, predictions then. What are you going to say? You're always inclined to be positive, and I think that's a good thing. But what do you honestly think the score will be on Saturday?
I do think we'll win.
Do you?
Aye,
Right.
I do. I genuinely do.
Is that vodka in that?
He's never, mate. How many episodes? 140 episodes. Something. Never. He's never once predicted us to get beat.
That's right. Remember, was it no Mark Lawrence?
Mark Lawrence, Liverpool with
football
the
focus.
aye.
Aye, well, you never back against your own team,
No.
man. So, but he needs it, man. Badly needs it, as we've just spent the last 15 minutes talking about. So, I'll go for a 2-0.
2-0 Kelly.
Aye.
What are you thinking?
1 each.
1 each.
1 each. I think 2 each. Aye. I don't think we beat them.
Nah.
I don't, man. I just don't. I think they're a good side anyway. Actually,
Aye.
get to watch, and I just feel like the way we're playing, how nervous we are, they'll expose us.
Well,
But hopefully I'm wrong.
Well, Alan's obviously for that neck of the woods, and I presume you'll ken plenty of Motherwell fans. So, I mean, they'll.
Motherwell, the way the fans are on board now with the way they're playing, they feel they should have had more points. They should add more. We should have probably had more points as well. From position of winning against Livingston, Dundee at home, we should have won that game.
Aye.
So, but they feel that they've been hard done by in the points thing, and they should have really beaten us.
I thought they were a lot better than us that day.
Second half, first half was all right, but second half they were miles ahead of us. And I just think our midfield's quite easy to play around just now, which worries me. I don't think we'll win any of the next 2 games.
Oh no!
I'll be honest. I know you
fair, mate.
on here and that, but
fair.
I can see us picking up 2 points, and then I think that's big problems, because that's you winnable home games. You're no picking up any points.
Anything at all,
you're no winning. You've won 1 home game in the league or something. That's just.
I don't know, cut it.
No,
You know when you're getting into Advent season.
No.
Aye, it's a big one. So obviously everybody, we're encouraging you to get along if you can. It does make a difference having a bigger crowd in there, and it's getting to that time of year where Christmas nights out and pantomimes and all that stuff. So folk will have reasons and fun reasons not to go when we're not playing as well. But I think definitely for now, my message personally is we just all need to go and just try and create a positive atmosphere for the players and the manager, because it does feel slightly on a knife edge. My big worry, and I said this a fortnight ago, is if we could do 2-0 after 10 minutes. Which, by the way, can't happen anyway. Watching Killie, could turn a wee bit, and you just don't want that.
No.
So could be an interesting day. All right, boys. Right, we'll go over to the Twitter. Al, do you want to show us what you've got? This is pretty impressive.
That's the one, man.
There we go.
Tell us all about it.
The programme for Heart of Midlothian against Kilmarnock in April 1965.
What's the significance of that?
The significance is Kilmarnock won 2-0 and got our first title, first and only.
so far,
but
still with the Aberdeen Dundee United, like we're the most recent team to win the league. So again, for all the part, I love that. And the summer, we've said a million times, Hearts bigger club than Kilmarnock, but for them all going like that, I'm like, we've won a league more recently than you, and we won it your grand man. So
exactly.
Do you know the thing is, I'd love to see Hearts win the league if it wasn't for
Derek McInnes.
If Derek McInnes wasn't the manager, I'd be well on board.
That's what's so upsetting me, because I'd be right into that, and I can't get into it.
I can't do it.
Amazing, man. So Hearts, Kilmarnock and Fairland top 3 getting into the last day of the season.
That's right, because that was that, and Dunfermline finished third.
They did, man. Amazing. So how did you get this come into your possession?
Went on to a Hearts programme collector. Went onto their Jambo's kickback and says, have you got this specific programme? And he says, I have got one. Understandably, nobody wants it. I was like, I'll take it. So I bought it off him.
There you go.
Fair price.
£65.
No,
65.
Exactly,
He's done there.
That's
Good job it was in 1990 we won it. Excellent, mate. An absolute classic, man. There'll be a few folk out there would like to get their hands on that, I'm sure.
So my dad's got it as well.
I know. I says to him, I've got something for show and tell. It's really good. It's dead unique and everything. He's like,
I've got one at the road. Typical.
No, but it's brilliant, man. And again, the history that surrounds it's unbelievable. And again, part of our finest hour.
What a day. Right, where we go. Ready, boys?
Yep.
Crash helmets on. Brian Gibson gets in touch. A goalkeeping crisis. Woeful defending. Toothless up front, relying on other teams to get results that will benefit you. Chunk of the fan base wanting the Killie manager out for his tactics. Killie or Scotland, we can have both. Looking forward to getting back to business on Saturday. So maybe some parallels there at the minute, but we can all turn in one game. Listen, Hampden tomorrow night's where it's at. I can't wait.
It is. But I don't think that we'll win.
I think Scotland will win tomorrow. I think we'll win comfortably.
Do you?
Aye.
But are you buying into this bug that the Denmark team?
I just think it's all set up. I think we'll beat them.
When have we done that?
Exactly.
Aye.
It's going to turn eventually.
Aye.
It's I get your point, Brian, and it's very well made. Sandy Armour gets in touch, right, with a view to overseeing football matters including recruitment, player trading model, managerial appointments, etc. Would it make sense for Killie to appoint a director of football or chief exec? Cammy Bell seemed to fancy the role when he was talking to the Killie View lads. That's right, Cammy, friend at pod, was on the Killie View having a chat to the lads, so we need to catch that. So what do you think about that situation then, director of football, chief exec? Alan, what's your vibe on that, man?
Don't know.
No convinced?
It depends who it is. I mean, you look at other clubs. Aberdeen have messed about with trying to get that sorted. Rangers have got issues with it. Celtic, I'm not sure who. If Cammy Bell wanted to do that, it's fine, but I just don't even think we've got an identity there now.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's the thing. For me, if you were wanting to do that, it would be a mix of, or a Kenny Shield, someone that would want to bring through young players, want to play fast, attractive football, and that's the kind of mould going forward. Just now it just feels like we're just content of just existing in this league and playing turgid football, and I don't see a director of football or anything fixing that.
Well, I 100% agree with. I think it's got to be a name of somebody of significance to the club and with plenty of experience in football as well. So even though the style of football doesn't add up with that, but I've always said that once Steve Clarke leaves Scotland, and I can't see him going back into an air, but folk are saying that he maybe finds another crack at club fit, but I can't see it. But even this is a separate point altogether, because what we're talking about is somebody that's involved in the everyday running of the club, which I do think is missing, and we tried to go down that route with James Fowler, inevitably didn't work, but then we allowed Derek McInnes to go and rip up that entire strategy to suit him. It was again so short term thinking at the time, but again folk would argue that Fowler never really done himself any justice and there was no contingency plan, hence why we replaced 2 managers under him, 3 managers technically. But I just feel that something like that would be welcome, but again it can't be like these guys like Thelwell and that at Rangers that have got no connection with the club and kind of suits that have found their way in these kind of positions. But
Stu approves.
But I feel the big thing, and that's what I'm going back to the Clarke thing, that we need somebody, whether it's every day running the football club, ideally yes, but we need somebody on that board that's football minded. Consultancy basis,
like Souness was at Rangers.
Absolutely. And I feel that we need that, because again, and I'm no, because I've forever grateful for everything that, in particular what Billy Bill was doing now, digging deep with his on his pocket, building training grounds and really new parts, and he's thankless gig everything he's done for Killie with that, but I just feel that we need a football mind there to help, and that's what I was like when we were going through this recruitment process. I was like, why would you just go on the phone to Steve Clark as well to be like, what do you think? Like, can you help us? Do you want to come in and interview? Like, Ken, like that's we've all been for interviews and jobs, and folk interview you in a panel that doesn't work with the company and that at times, you know what I mean? They've got somebody in to trust them, and I feel that we need somebody that's a proper football man or woman, because you look at even the likes of Leanne Dempster and that, and I know that she's been controversial, but she knows football, and she's been successful at both Hibs and Queen's Park, again for the most part. So I think that we just need somebody there that's really football minded.
Alright, we'll see what happens there. Right, Graham Johnson gets in touch. Love swapping the stress of Killie for the stress of Scotland. It's a lovely stressful break from the normal stress. We've talked about minimum 4 points from these 2 games to relieve the pressure on Kep. Billy Bowie is usually very slow to bag a manager. What do you think it would take for him to actually act? So I'm in agreement with you. I think if we lose the 2 games,
but do you think your point with the 2 games is good enough? Well, no,
I don't think it's good enough.
But the board surely can't look at that at a point for 2 must-win games.
I'm no totally convinced.
But
even if we draw one of them, I'm no sure if
I
we
think regardless he'll get to about Christmas time.
Honestly, even if we get beat these next 2 games,
that wouldn't surprise me.
Do you honestly think that?
It wouldn't surprise me.
And that's not me on here like screaming, because I'm like, he deserves these 2 games, man. If you can beat these 2 games, man, what basis makes you? Where do you draw the line for a second?
Don't disagree with you at all, but when you have weeks before the season ends, you know your manager's going. You've probably known months before that McInnes is leaving, and the person you go for is former Ross County and Motherwell manager, and you've had all that time to prepare for it. I don't think the board, probably going back to Sandy's point there, because they're no football people, I don't know what kind of appointment is the next appointment kind of thing. And
because it's Park Stations, there'll be no contingency plan anyway. That's
kind of what I feel. I feel like there's a fear almost of, if we get who will we get in, rather than going, we can get better.
I think you're. I think. I don't think 2 games necessarily in Kettlewells if he loses the 2. I really don't. I think this will be almost baked in here that there's going to be a run like this, say 9-10 games without a win, and we'll accept it. I genuinely believe that.
The face.
So I might be a mile off it here, and I'm not wanting to tell Billy Bowie today. Billy Bowie's a millionaire, and I'm doing the side of the couch tonight for petrol money to get here. But he knows better than me. But I don't think 2 defeats and he goes. That's my genuine feeling.
Well, honestly, if we're in that, and I don't even want to dwell on that, but this is the questions that they're asking. So understand that, and again, as we said, I don't think it is fair. But I'm just like, we can't go on that, and that would make it 7 defeats in a row.
I think can't go on like this. I can. Stephen Hopes gets in touch. Hopes, hey boy, no question, lads. Just to say best of luck to Cal with the operation and the recovery.
Thank you very much, mate. Greatly appreciated. And I've still to finish the Cammy Bell episode, but obviously top class guest and very, very good content. So well done, guys.
Happy days. Captain Conker, the gorgeous mutated squirrel, gets in touch. Do you think when they make private Reggie plates, they must think people must really love chicken with the amount of KFC registrations made? You can talk on that.
So
you got one, didn't you?
I got one. I think my dad's been itching to get me one for about 5 years. But I was a late test passer with my driving, so I left it to well late in my 20s, which I deeply regret. But so my brothers and sisters and my dad and Nan got me private reg for my.
And you've got the KFC on it.
So it's KC11. KFC. So a lot of K's in there.
Private reg, shall? No.
So is it folk Ken where you live and all that?
No, nothing to do with that. It's just I've never found one that I really liked. My girlfriend said that she found one the other day and it was KFC 6980 or something like that. I was like, no, not doing it. No having that in my registration.
Nah.
It's not happening. I'm not like a wee guy. So.
But they must be like, KFC is popular in that part of the world. Well, we'll be registered within about 20 mile each other.
That's actually pretty funny because when we were at, and they were actually the surprise party Saturday, so one of Alison's best pals, Lindsay, get married last year, and her husband Reggie, he's from Edinburgh, but their family's from Nigeria. And then when they first moved in here, he was like, why do you have these number plates, KFC? And then that was obviously
there we go. So
what led to the famous Killie.
And his best of luck to Calway's operation.
Thank you very much, mate.
Albert Snow gets in touch to say, one of my favourite bits of the pod is laughing at the random episode titles each week. Over the time doing it, what's been your favourite one? Two that I always remember are Citrusy and Woody and The Steady Innkeeper. Wishing Cal a speedy and uneventful recovery.
Aye, no, well, again, thank you for the kind words, man. But I do enjoy. So again, to give myself credit here, because Monty's obviously definitely the funny one and the face of the pod. But it's as me that comes up with the episode names.
Aye, and I always look forward to seeing what he's chosen and all.
What I've ended up, and there's some things that are only in with you and I.
Aye, it's real.
It's not even
special.
a reference to the episode.
No, it's been maybe a chat after the car home or
so
whatever.
My favourite, or one of them, because of the randomness, it was Here's to You, H. Morrison.
Aye, that's right.
Which was a story about a random guy that sent money a bank transfer.
Aye, I got a big bank transfer for somebody called H. Morrison, hundreds of pounds that night when we were sitting down the podcast. The money went back to him, but or her.
Aye, or her. Heather Morrison.
So it was that was one of them, wasn't it?
What about you?
I liked the one. It was the Peacocks one. Remember what did we say in the car?
Spat out of
Peacocks.
Aye.
Enjoyed that one. I think the Steady Innkeeper's dead funny too.
Because that was my role in the nativity, wasn't it?
Old Testament to the core. That was a good one. Remember that? Quite funny.
That was about
a
a family member.
That's right. So there we go. Right, serious question now for Mark Robertson. So, how with our current issues can we somehow win this important game? Are Saturday's home 3 o'clock kickoffs becoming a rarity? And the next two have been moved for TV. Aye. So, can we win on Saturday? Can we win?
Oh, we can.
We can. I'm not convinced that we will. And Saturday, 3 o'clock kickoff. So, we've got this Saturday at Hame to Motherwell, and then Fulham meets in the telly, am I right?
Yeah.
Dundee United. So, it does. I feel like since last season, with the Europe stuff,
we just never
we've
play at
never
3
get
o'clock
back into the rhythm of 3 o'clock on a Saturday. Am I off it?
No, so it's happening all the time, and then further down the line we've got the absolute madness of the
Rangers one.
The quality kick off on a Saturday night against Rangers in peak Christmas party season.
Aye.
Well, I just honestly, we've not even really spoke about that yet. But that's it. I'm actually a big advocate for the kind of 5 o'clock on a Saturday night thing. I do like that. The thought of that. But again, more so even for other games, I just think that it fits the Scottish football culture a lot better. I think that you go and watch your own team, and then you go back to the pub and watch our Hearts Aberdeen at Tynecastle at 5 o'clock. Well, that's folk would love to see that. Something that I've long called for. But the fact that we really play 3 o'clock on a Saturday is because that's bread and butter, man. That's what you want, and that's what you. I mean, it's funny because was there somebody on recently, or was I listening to another one? But they all parted before about Lee Clark changing the kick-off times to obviously coincide with your your training times to coincide with when you kick off.
That's right.
Which again actually makes a lot of sense. It's a European thing, but you're just like, it'd be interesting to see whether they do prep differently for a game on a Saturday night than what they would at a 3 o'clock on a Saturday.
Aye.
Probably no, to be honest, given they are training at 10 o'clock in the morning. But
3 o'clock on a Saturday, does that suit you best?
Aye, I think
You just drive down every day?
You'd be driving down, combination either me, my dad, or whatever. But when it's later kickoffs, it's a bit of a pain, to be honest. You feel like your entire days you're kind of gearing up for going to the football, so you're not really doing anything before it. And then when you're down there, and then Saturday night you're getting into your house at whatever time. So I prefer the 3 o'clock kickoff Saturday.
Aye.
Don't mind a nighttime game, a midweek night.
Aye, noon again, it's good, isn't it? Under the lights. But aye, it's a strange one. It does definitely feel like it's changed. Christy Sykes gets in touch. Do you prefer a manager with a suit on in the dugout or a tracksuit? Well,
the suit's now a thing of the past. Although I'm actually got to come back to what you told Taylor on his prom, which remember he had the full 3-piece on.
Aye, that's right.
And a pair of actual suit shoes or brogues or whatever, saying they've got all these folk turning up now with Nike Air Max trainers and all that. So, but I think folk will go back. But that's the thing, like, even the kind of cup finals and that, man, like, you're seeing managers rock up with the M&S jumper in that. And I like them myself, man. You know what I mean? That's just your very smart, casual kind of office work attire now. But I think the suit's badly missing, man.
Aye.
That's one thing I agree with Rangers fans about.
Aye, the formality's been taken out of football management. You remember this, man? We're roughly the same age. The death of the shirt. The going out shirt. You go out on a Saturday night and nobody's wearing a shirt. Remember you always used to wear shirts? Shirts and trousers and shoes. to go to the pub and then go to a nightclub?
I'll come back though. It's
I
like
think it all comes back.
Aye, it always comes
Well,
back.
the mullet's back.
The mullet's back.
Aye.
Oh, I seen
And
a
I'm
few
not an
folk.
advocate yet.
No.
Nah.
A good mullet. That's
Aye.
quite good. I appreciate a good mullet.
Business in the front, party in the back.
Well,
man.
there you go.
Although, genuinely, even though I actually dislike the mullet, but I do think that Big Robbie suits it. He's one of the only folk he does suit it. When he has the mullet and the stash.
Big Robbie, perfect Robbie, man. I was talking to him on Saturday.
I know he was looking well, wasn't
Good to see him.
Aye.
So if you were a manager, would you be a suit manager?
I'd go with the Alec Totten 1997 Cup final.
Every Saturday, full shebang, Fleur, full kilt,
Full kilt. That's it.
the skiing do,
What about the kind of
Aye.
like groomwears?
the kind of sash thing.
Aye.
Sash my father wore.
Killie Tartan Sash.
Kelly
man.
Tartan sash. There we
What's
go.
the name of the pod.
Can we bring it back? Right, a couple of other ones. Galak gets in touch. Okay, seeing as there's been no game this week, Kettlewell gets a reprieve, and I'll call a ceasefire till next week. And he also says, we mentioned it, my Papa Jack Gallagher, who sadly passed away on Sunday. Seen as won it all, and I sat with him in 1997, which is my best Killie memory. Really sorry to hear that. I didn't actually make the, because I know Galak's dad, Tam,
Right.
who's a real top guy, big Killie fan, and I read on the forums that Jack had sadly passed away, but I didn't make that connection, so sorry to hear that, mate. Obviously, there's some really nice tributes on the KillieFC.com forums about it. And his best memory watching is in 97 with his Papa. What's your best Killie memory?
Oh well, condolences first
Aye,
and
of course.
foremost, man, and great, mate. And that really puts it into perspective, in it. That's when we think of Killie and our best memories. It's all about with your family members, in it. Like
That's what it comes down to.
as much as we all love the away days and everything, Ken, with some of the mental stories that you've had and travelled to see us bait at Pataudry, brilliant days, but all your top memories are always with your most loved, man. And for me, even though it's and I called it at the time about the regret about how we didn't approach the game, but I think it's actually got to be Bruges, I've always said before, and particularly with that, and when we were doing that kind of march walk to the Grun, and I was with my dad, and that was just something that will live with me for the rest of my life, because I never thought, because he's is able now, my dad doesn't go away for him, it's hard enough trying to get him to Rugby Park on Saturday now, but to go away and watch Killie in a different country with him, that I'd never thought I'd get a chance to do that, so that's one that sticks with me.
Magic. Alan, what about you?
With you, actually. We're going to the stadium, having my dad on one side and Josh on the other. Again, didn't think I would get that European trip with, the three generations kind of thing there. I had a great time there, and just, obviously winning the two cups was, I can't really remember much about 97.
Aye.
You know,
it's quite hazy for me.
I remember parts of it, but I don't know if I remember the parts because I've seen the video of it.
Aye, is it your actual memory of it?
Aye. So I'm not really 100% sure about what my real memories are of that, but certainly Bruges, just because if everybody that was there and that was good, and you'll have the same obviously. Yeah.
Aye, I'm the same, man. So it's amazing because mine are the very same, and it's funny because I think he went in 1997 with my grandpa, who came in his full suit to the cup final, which I thought was amazing.
Aye,
right?
that's class.
Full suit, shirt and tie, just to sit, just the type of guy he was. And then 2012 reminds me of my dad. And then winning the league, it's with Taylor because he ran on the partner on it. So I've got and it's the three of them I hanky for the specific occasion. So it's a special thing, man. That's a big part of it, and you can maybe sometimes forget that in the midst, say, worrying about John Jules and all that.
Aye, and whether two games is enough to get sacked.
Aye.
This is a thing. It's like, this is the footnote in the history in it, man, because the club will always be far bigger than where it's at this moment in time.
Absolutely right. And another wee sad one here for Taylor Day, who spoke to him, Andy's brother, at your party, man. And he's the wee bit of sad news on us. He's asked me to read this out. Some of you will know my beloved Killie fan Papa passed away about 2 weeks ago, and he'll be sadly missed. So if any Killie fans are watching this, I'd really appreciate it if we can get everyone to clap in the 80th minute on Saturday, and hopefully on our way to 3 points. Thanks everybody. So Taylor's a big Killie fan, big pal of yours, and he's sadly his papa's left us and all, which is terrible for the family. And so if people, I know this happens at games now, so if people can remember to do that around about the 80th minute, a wee round of applause in the stadium, I know it would mean a lot to them as a family.
Aye, well, we've retweeted that. Aye. And again, of course, I ken that Taylor's papa really well, Peter, great guy and such a massive influence on Taylor, and taking him to the football at the time, and again showing the importance of that, because had they not had that, his brother Lewis and his dad are both huge Rangers fans, so Peter taking Taylor and being a die-hard Killie fan to Rugby Park every week is, well, why Taylor engages with us in the podcast. So it's a real sad one for the family, man. But and if any Killie fans can help out with that, or if you see Taylor, to go up and wish him well and his condolences, I know that he'll really appreciate it.
Very well said, mate. Thank you so much. Aye. So there we go, boys. Right. Will we wrap up with All Roads Lead to Killie?
Yes.
Aye.
Before that, does Alan just want to give us a wee insight? And you almost touched on it about
aye. In fact, let's do that. We've got a wee bit of time.
Your journey as a Killie fan, considering obviously I alluded to it earlier about you staying in Motherwell and that, but you've never been for the town, no? No,
none. So my family's very staunch. They had season tickets at, Ibrox and whatever else. My grandpa ran the first ever supporters bus from like Uddingston View Park area to Ibrox and things. So
it's a hotbed there, isn't it, to be fair, for Rangers and that.
So from that point of view, all the family Rangers fans or whatever. And when I was starting to take an interest really in football, the long and short of it is my dad decided that he wanted to get me away from Catholic Protestant bigotry, all that kind of nonsense, the west coast of Scotland. And the only reason it was Killie at the time was really because Alec Totten became the manager. My dad really liked Alec Totten.
Right.
And it was between, I think he was thinking about like Kilmarnock or St Johnstone kind of thing.
Right, man.
Believe it or not. Although if you'd asked me, if I was on a St Johnstone podcast and you asked me about the best time of my life, it would have to be winning 2 cups in the one season. And that was broadly the without going into too many details, that's essentially what it was. It was just a case of just trying to get me away from that kind of bubble. Nowadays you call social services and that. Although I'd rather be a Kilmarnock fan than a Rangers fan than
aye, it's been rough for them too.
So that's essentially it. And then obviously you bring up your Wains. They're exactly the same. They're become fanatics and everything as well. And I'm sure Josh, when he has Wains, well, he'll not have the Wains bit, you know. So that's broadly what it is. But my family's for Govan and View Park, so there's no connection at all to Kilmarnock.
That's amazing.
Really. It's just out of
aye. There you go.
So what makes you then buy in so much, man? Because you're a diehard man. You travel down and then you're home and away all the time.
It's not passing interest for you.
Exactly. You've well bought into it.
You buy into it because of it's like everything else. You buy into things because of your parents when you're growing up. So the first game he took me down to, Kilmarnock drew 0-0 at Rugby Park against Partick Thistle, and then the second game was another home game against Hibs and we lost 3-0. Now, at no stage whatsoever should that have been the catalyst for me becoming a fanatic. But I think, again, it's just about the fact that there's times that he was like pushing you, come on, we're going down. You've never been to Dundee United's ground, you've never been to Hearts ground or whatever else. So you're taking you to these grounds and you're kind of chalking things off and whatever else. And you're spending a bit of time with your dad. And I think that's a huge thing about it, because let's be honest, how many of us really enjoy going to the football? We enjoy the social aspect of it. We enjoy going for a pint or whatever. But generally, when I go to a game, you're wanting to go with your boy and your dad. It's about spending time with them, really. The football's just a kind of afterthought that you're there, and that's how it all came about. Really.
It's amazing, but and obviously says a hell of a lot about your old man. But the enthusiasm for him and that he was dragging you to something that he's getting kind of affiliation with. Probably, I think that's class.
When we won 3-0 at Ibrox, we were in that thing there. My dad was jumping about like a maniac as much as everyone else. And just where we were in the kind of corner, my Uncle Drew still had the season tickets and everything there. And you're just he's as much a fanatic as anybody else now.
Magic, man.
And as I said, over in Bruges and whatever else over there watching the Killie abroad and things. So that's good.
Amazing, man. It's just something that's dead cool to hear all that, because you get so many folk, you attach the tune to the football club, and that's fair in 80% of the cases, but you get how many folk for the Valley, mate, or folk that are doing the Three Tunes and all that, mate. There's no bigger Killie fans in the world, and they've never stayed in Killie. And then yourself, man, you're like, there's loads of folk with loads of different stories out there, man. It's class.
Aye, and this is why, because now we've got the capacity to, and no offence to Marie in the summer house, I want to thank Marie personally as well for her presence on Saturday night and her generosity, as she always is. But now that we've got the capacity to do this, to get our folk on, like, because we absolutely love hearing their fan stories, and that's why we obviously got Alan on. Plus, he sometimes talks a bit of sense, I know.
He does, aye. There's a few of them out there. He's one of them. You should follow him on Twitter, by the way. It's absolutely brilliant.
You're
barding now?
again.
Aye. I went for, I can't remember who it was, Caroline Levitt or Donald Trump or something. I can't remember who it was. But,
did you see Monty went viral again?
No.
Talking about Ken Clark, of all people, on Question Time.
Oh, actually,
I thought he was like talking sense, but I was like more talking about how
he presented himself.
That's the situation we're in. Aye. Loads of comments on it now. So. Look later to Ken Clark, find a guy that can do both. Right, you want to do this? All roads lead to Killie. We'll try to raise a wee bit extra money for the food banks. Everybody will get the cheque handed over to Robert and the team around about Christmas as we did last year. So gaze the players and their career paths, and we'll guess who the player is.
So I think that these are maybe a wee bit tough, man, so it'll be interesting to see. And yes, I've got John Scott Senior to thank for that, because I was
happy birthday to Senior or not?
Exactly, it's his birthday yesterday. Aye, so 2 days between us, man. But I just asked him when I was sitting on his, but I was thinking 3 random Killie players.
Right.
And he gave me them. And he goes, I think that'd be a good one. So
right, here we go.
So player number 1, Manchester City, Cam Boer on loan, Blackburn Rovers on loan, Wigan, Oldham on loan, Oldham permanent, Kilmarnock.
I know who this is.
Go for it.
Go for it.
Is it no Harry Bunn?
No, but you've maybe preempted one.
Oh, no way.
So because almost a similar career path, but he's currently playing for Dubai Irish on loan.
Dubai Irish.
So after us, he went to Shamrock Rovers and then Applewell.
It's Jack Byrne.
That's exactly right. So that's only gave you up to Killie to see if you can get that.
Good player.
So, as Alan's already done, player number 2 has already been guessed, and it's Harry Bunn. So I think all the players in there he's went and done that. So just for everybody's context, career path: City, Rochdale. All these are on loan, obviously. Rochdale, Preston, Oldham, Crewe, Sheffield United, Huddersfield, blah blah blah, down to Kilmarnock. So
see, it's a Man City and all the clubs there, you know, wasn't he?
Then he went to Bury, didn't he?
Aye. Then he went to Bury, man. So last player. So we'll give that a because to go and predict the future,
that's maybe gets even million a pound for that.
Absolutely does. So player number 3, AZ Alkmaar, Telstar on loan, St Mirren, Kilmarnock.
Oh, somebody you didn't rate.
Yeah. Jerome Tessler.
Aye, Jerome Tessler. That's exactly who it is. So, and I actually forgot he went back to St Mirren after us.
No, did he?
Aye, so and then thankfully I didn't need to go down to the other guys because I would need Stevie Donachie's help pronouncing them.
Oh, right, okay.
Who again sent me a lovely book in the post for my
you're going to have plenty of reading.
I will, exactly, for the recovery up. But I really like his last team, just called Quick Boys.
Which is also an instruction for us. Should we get wrapped up?
So there we go, £6 in at the food bank.
Excellent. And the Harry Bunn guess, unbelievable, really.
Aye.
Considering it was wrong.
Aye. Just an incredible coincidence. Right, that'll just about do us. So just again an appeal to everybody. We'll try and keep it as positive in the run and Saturday as we can, get behind the boys, whoever's on the park and the manager, because they're in dire need of some points, and I think we can play a positive role in that. So that would be my appeal. Cal, we'll miss you for a few weeks, mate.
I know.
For your opera, how many can we expect to be? Let's get on, it's the presser. So how long do we expect Callum Scott to be out for?
I'll get Kettlewell to answer that for me, man, and
I'm not going to tell you that.
Aye, exactly. Him and Derek McInnes that would tell you absolutely nothing about injuries. Who knows? Especially with my other health conditions, right. My recovery time might be longer.
Right, okay.
But
a couple of podcasts anyway, we'll be missing you.
Unfortunately, I want to be here. But again, who knows, man? Ask me next Monday how I'm feeling.
Right.
But there's a lift here in Stu as well. Huh? So okay. So I can
fill you in, man.
If I can.
Aye.
So hopefully, if that is the case, then I'll be able to do that. But I will be on crutches for a few weeks.
Or we can get you called in.
Oh, aye. Absolutely.
That's what Stu's saying. See, we have the technology.
That's
big screen there.
Exactly, it could be exciting.
That's it, man.
Right, and Al, thanks very much, man. Enjoyed your contributions as always, and your interesting tale, and of course your beautiful wee artefact here as well.
Yes.
So, all right, boys.
Let's go for it.
Good luck on Friday, mate.
Thank you, mate. Thanks for all the well wishes.
Let's look forward to Saturday, shall we?
We'll do.
Aye. Okay, right, everybody, thanks very much as ever for listening and sharing and liking and all that stuff. We appreciate you massively. We'll be back next week to talk about a win against Motherwell. Alright, cheers.